Let us enjoy a deep breath. And another. And keep going. Breathing, we rid the mind of thought. Clear the mind. Calm the nervous system. Quiet the body. Body in perfect stillness, repose, and relaxed awareness. Relax. Relax. The deep breath and the intention, signaling the state of meditation. Pure awareness, purity, pure awareness, purity, unformed, unmanifest, the ocean of all beginning, the quantum field, source, breathing, 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 clearing the mind, letting go of all pain in the body temple, simply by a command to let go. Freeing the mind and freeing the body along with it. A command to the body temple to be health. Be health. Now see all the cells of the body temple dancing, happy and smiling. All the new cells being born right here, right now, every second, every hour, millions and billions and trillions of new cells are born in the body temple and on the body temple is skin and beyond. Now these cells are receiving information from the cells that are dying and that they are replacing. And the cells that are dying are passing on information, not only the genetic code, but also are passing on information of the memories stored in the body. Memories from many years ago, new cells are born, taking on the memory. And now, what we shall do is wash that memory, washing cellular, memory, so that we return to the 0 point field, the set point. And we wash the cells and all cellular memory of any disorder, disharmony in the body temple, and we set the body temple to perfection. And for this cleansing, cellular cleansing, for all the new cells being born right here, right now, loving themselves into existence, bursting forth from life, capital L life, from love. And then as soon as they're being born, replacing the old cell, they're being immediately tainted. And we will now stop that process and cause all of the cells to be happy, healthy, whole, holy, divine in their memory, pristine and pure, with Ho'oponopono. 4 simple statements. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Thank you. And these 4 statements cleanse the body temple, the mind, the spirit, the energetic body, relationships, food, homes, vehicles, travel, lovers, partners, businesses, ministries, teams, organizations, whole communities, indeed, the entire world and beyond the earth, all who are tuned to this vibration frequency. Now hold all the cells of your body in the heart of love, the new ones being born, the old ones who have received the command to kill themselves because they are either errant or no longer functioning perfectly. And a cell being perfect, it does follow instructions. Apoptosis. The cell is ordered to destroy itself. Cells commit suicide all day long so that you may live, and new cells are born. We will now insert our consciousness intentionally in between the old cell dying and the new cell being born, and we will here interject pure love, so that the information that is being transmitted from the old cells to the new is perfect love. That is the conveyance of perfect information, perfect genetic information, perfect divine information, perfect health, beauty, handsomeness, energy, vitality, youthfulness, brand new. And now, position yourself in your consciousness, your awareness, between old dying cells and brand new cells being born. And put up a screen of love between the two. And only perfect love information can pass through this screen. All debris, dis-ease, disharmony in the body temple hits the screen and does not pass through to the brand new perfect cells. Now, as this cellular rejuvenation and regeneration is occurring naturally without the support or need of the conscious mind. All of these are functions of life, capital L life. We now intone our Ho'oponopono healing modality as we watch the information transmitted from the old cells that were perhaps harboring some kind of issue in the body temple, only doing their job, only receiving the information and acting on the information. Now we see those cells dying and transmitting the information through the screen of love to the brand new cells that are being born. And everything that is not perfect divinity, perfect health, perfect wholeness, perfect holiness hits the screen, cannot pass through, and falls down and disintegrates. Now we begin a Ho'opono process, intoning our four simple statements as this information transmits. Deep breath. I love you. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. Breathe. Know that Ho'oponopono is a powerful modality, and even one line from Ho'oponopono can be used for the same purpose. You may work with any one of the lines that most resonates for you. We can begin with I love you. 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 Speed it up. I love you. 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 I love you, 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 I love you. I love you, 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 I love you. I love you, 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 I love you. Being still, allowing free flow of energy. Our next statement, please forgive me, please forgive me, please forgive me, please forgive me. Say it to all your ex-lovers inside yourself, all your former lovers, former healing partners, they live within you as you. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Dropping all grievances, letting miracles replace all grievances. Please forgive me. 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 Speed it up. Please forgive me. 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 Forgive me, 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 forgive me. Forgive me, 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 forgive me. Forgive me, 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 forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, 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 I'm sorry. I'm sorry, 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 I'm sorry. I'm sorry, 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 sorry, I'm sorry. So sorry. Thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Clean, washed, pure, refreshed, new, holy, youthful, vibrant, sexy, rich, abundant, generous, fulfilled, happy, enlightened, being still. Free flow of energy. See all the debris that hit the screen and fell away and did not enter the new cells of the body as they were being born. Keep this screen in place. It is pure love that all information passing from old dying cells to new, fresh, birthing cells must pass through the screen of love. And all that is not perfect health, perfect energy, perfect youthfulness, perfect vibrancy, perfection, divine perfection, divine perfection, divine perfection cannot pass through the screen, but is stopped, drops, and disintegrated into nothingness. It's a spell that you cast upon yourself. A spell for health, perfected. And breathe, and as we prepare for A Course in Miracles Lesson 83, we give our attention and an aspect of our awareness to the third dimension, the dimensional plane, the third dimensional plane of form. You are in other dimensions. You will have left the dimension of form by closing your eyes and withdrawing your attention from the senses. And you traversed many dimensions. And now you intentionally place an aspect of your awareness in the third dimensional form aspect, the matrix, so that you can fully inhabit your body. No allowing the consciousness to wander around while the body is not inanimated at all. Complete fullness all the way back in the body temple with a snap. Pat your body temple, pat it. Pat your body temple, pat, 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 pat. If you pat right at the heart, we're tapping into those meridians. If you tap right at the top of the breasts, right high on the chest, you're opening those meridians. Opening your eyes. Tap the collarbone. You're tapping into these meridians. And raise your arms high above your head and grab one hand over the other and pull. Stretching out the side. And grab one hand over the other and pull. Arms straight in the air. Pull, pull. Stretching over half moon to the right side. Half moon. Now we prepare for lesson 83. Fully back in the body temple. Let's go. Let's go. Lesson 83. Let us review these ideas. We're coming here together every morning. Every morning. We don't even have the weekends off because the ego doesn't take the weekends off. And I will urge you yet again, if you are here now, to take this as a charge, not a command, not a rule. There is no have-tos at all anywhere in the universe. You can do it if you want to bring your presence here each morning, each day, wherever you may be all over the planet. It's 7 a.m. Eastern time, yet it's not 7 a.m. where I am in Mexico. Wherever you may be all over the globe, come and bring your beautiful, wonderful energy and share it with all of us. Every morning we're here. Every day we're here. It may not be morning where you are. 7 a.m. Eastern time on 4 platforms. Valerie Love TV, which is at valerielovetv.com. Christian Witches YouTube channel. Reverend Valerie Love Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/Val Love Inspires. And the Christian Witches Club on Clubhouse. Follow the club. If you're in the room, tap the green house at the top and be connected and know when things are happening. Be connected. We long for connection. This is about connection. Yesterday, I got an absolute gift and a pleasure to be able to talk to Rainbow Warrior. He and I for, I don't know, maybe an hour or two. It felt like a minute. Connection. Lesson 83. Today we're reviewing my only function is the one God gave me. Lesson 65, that's my only function. My only function is the one God gave me. I have no function but the one God gave me. And when we say God, we're not talking about some big dude in the sky. No, my only function is the one God gave me. My only function is the one that came from source, from the real me, from higher self. This recognition releases me from all conflict because I only have one thing to do. Because it means I cannot have conflicting goals. I can't have conflicting goals. We already learned that in this lesson, it taught us that some of our goals are conflicting. Therefore, we set ourselves up for failure before we even start. With one purpose only, I only have one purpose. I only have one thing to do. My only purpose is the one God gave me, which is the one I really gave me because I am the father or one. I am the mother or one. There is only one thing for me to do here. With one purpose only, I'm always certain what to do, what to say, and what to think. I am always certain. There's that word again, certain, confident. I trust. I'm certain. You are certain of what to do, what to say, what to think. All doubt must disappear as I acknowledge that my only function is the one God gave me, and that can't fail, which means you cannot fail, which means your whole life is a success, which means fear no more. No fear of failure, no fear of success, it can only win. God's will can only win. More specific applications of this idea might take these forms. So as we're playing with the idea, we play with the idea, we put it on like a blanket and we wrap up with it. My only function is the one God gave me. And then we say it over our water, and then we drink the water, and the molecules and the crystals in the water merge with the crystals in the water in our body. And it's like, I'm in the link, and I'm in alignment, I'm in sync. My only function is the one God gave me, and we put it on the altar. My only function is the one God gave me, and we say it to the soap and to the bath salts and all of the wonderful things that go into the bath or into the shower with us. We say it, and then we wash ourselves, and my only function is the one God gave me. And then we put it into our clothes. It's in the very fabric of our clothing. So we're clothed in it all day. And we put it in the pomade and the gels and the shampoos and the conditioners and all of the creams and ointments and potions that we're putting in our hair. It's in that too. Or we're washing our face with it, and we're eating it. We speak it over our food, and then we eat the food. It's everywhere. This is total immersion. So you can't forget. Our biggest problem as humans is we forget, because the third dimension of form is extremely, extremely compelling. We think it's real, and it's not. It's very compelling. It's a convincing matrix. It's very convincing, and none of it's real. More specific applications of this idea might take these forms. My perception of this does not change my function. This does not give me a function other than the one God gave me. People overdoing it, that was me. Overdoing it, running hither and thither, doing. Wait a minute, that's not my function. No, overdoing it is not the function God gave me. Let me sit and be still and receive my instruction. What am I to do? With a simple prayer, what am I to do? Where am I to go? What am I to say? And to whom? What am I to do? Where am I to go? What am I to say? And to whom? And I guarantee you will cut your load down by 80% when you work for God, because God doesn't require a lot of doing, a lot of being, all being, and some doing. Let me not use this to justify a function God did not give me. Let me not use this opportunity to jump up and rescue someone else. That was one of my favorite things to do, because the adrenaline rush I got from it was so intoxicating. And that a person that's not living their destiny, they need a countless adrenaline hits throughout the day just to feel alive. Because if I didn't have the adrenaline hits, I was in the bed depressed. At least the adrenaline hits was like a surge of aliveness. I didn't know I could get those same surges of aliveness even better than adrenaline tracking through the body at all times. I could get that from meditation. I could get that from plant medicine. I could get that from walking in nature. I could get that from talking with a friend like Rainbow Warrior yesterday. I could get that I could have that same experience. I can use serotonin, perfect amounts of dopamine and the bliss hormone anandamide to have blissful experiences. I don't need adrenaline hits to get me out of depression. That it was a misuse of my own chemical laboratory inside the body. Everyone has a chemical laboratory inside the body. That is a misuse. Sometimes we misuse the laboratory in the body by giving it commands from the mind. Be stressful. Oh, okay, here comes adrenaline, here comes cortisol. No, you need them when you need them, and they don't need to be floating around all the time. You need them when you need them. When you don't need them, don't use them. Don't call on them. Let me not use this to justify a function God did not give me. God did not give me a function to rescue people. God did not give me a function to get in other people's lanes. God did not give me the function to rescue myself. God told me that the salvation of the world is inside me, and all I have to do is go find it. I don't have to make it up. God didn't tell me to tell my kids what to do. They're fully developed souls. All my job was to do is make sure they didn't get hit by a car and they had enough food until they could live out their soul's purpose. Right? All your job is to do is keep them safe and feed them and keep them nice and warm and loved up until they go and live their own purpose. Your job is not to tell them you're going to take over the family business. You're going to take over this. You're going to take on the mantra, the cloak of our clan. You're going to take up this movement and that movement because you're one of us. No. Well, I don't get to tell the kid. God didn't give me that function to tell other people what their destiny is. God didn't give me that function. I'm not gonna use this to justify BLM. I'm not gonna use that to justify a function God didn't give. God didn't give me that function. Not doing it. The next idea we are reviewing today: my happiness and my function are one. Not being on purpose, unhappy. Being on purpose, happy. Not on purpose, unhappy. On purpose, happy. Not purpose, unhappy. Purpose, happy. That ought to be very clear for us. Put it very straight in the mind. Put it very straight in the mind. All the straight as an arrow. All things that come from God are one. All things that come from God are one. They come from oneness and must be received as one. They come from oneness. Fulfilling my function is my happiness, because both come from the same source. My function and my happiness are sourced within me, the quantum field, the vast oneness of which I and you and all are. We are one, floating in this delicious oneness, all one together. All things that come from God are one, not 8 billion parts. One. And I must learn to recognize what makes me happy if I would find happiness. It is imperative to recognize money won't make me happy. Getting that new house won't make me happy. Getting that new car won't make me happy. Getting that new pair of fabulous earrings won't make me happy. Getting that designer purse won't make me happy. Getting those cute shoes won't make me happy. Telling people what to do won't make me happy. Trying to be a know-it-all won't make me happy. Trying to get in other people's lanes won't make me happy. Trying to rescue people won't make me happy. Trying to avoid what I'm really here for won't make me happy. Trying to sweep all of my shadow stuff under the carpet won't make me happy. Trying to be happy won't make me happy. There's one thing makes us happy. One thing. This is why I experience happiness most of the time. It's because I'm only going to do what God gave me to do. I'm here, right here with you right now, because this is my function. And everyone has a function. When I'm writing books, I'm buzzing. When I'm doing this, I'm buzzing. When I'm meditating, I'm buzzing. I'm not trying to sew dresses. I'm not trying to design enough next fashion line. I'm not trying to cook. I'm not trying to be the next chef. All those are functions that other people have. Love expressing as amazing food. Love expressing as dance. Love expressing as singing. Love expressing as playing the violin. Love expressing as writing. Love expressing as poetry. Love has infinite expressions. And you know the expression that love is pouring through you. You've seen it. Well, that's my only function. And this is my happiness. It's the one that God gave me. Some useful forms for specific. Make it specific. Remember, the course taught us a great secret early on. It said first you have to make it specific, and then it can be generalized to everything. If you make it specific and focus on one thing and be successful with that one thing, that success will travel through all things. But people try to take on everything at once. They try to make it general, and they don't have so much success. Don't try to take on everything. Take on one thing. Specific applications of this idea. We must apply the idea. We must bring the tomato and the knife together to have a salad. This cannot separate my happiness from my function. This cannot separate my happiness from my function. the oneness of my happiness and my function. See, my oneness, that oneness of my happiness and my function, when I'm on purpose, when I'm fulfilling my function, when I am doing that which lights up my entire soul and being joyful and blissful and lighting up the world and being the light of the world through my forgiveness, letting go of all the grievances and letting all grievances be replaced by miracles, another fully lit up, fully activated, fully actualized, fully potentialized soul is walking about on the planet among us. Another Christ, another Buddha, another Lord Krishna, another Malcolm X, another Martin Luther King, another Medgar Evers, another Joan of Arc, another Mother Teresa, another Gandhi. Lit up, all lit up, all lit up, all lit up. This cannot separate my happiness from my function. The oneness of my happiness and my function remains wholly unaffected by this. Nothing, including this, can justify the illusion of happiness apart from my function, because we thought our function were a lot of different things. I named some that I thought were my function. They were not. They were not. And I will no longer justify my function here and my happiness here. I'm not going to justify my function and my happiness being apart. That I think that a car is going to make me happy. I think a new boo is going to make me happy. I think a new house is going to make me happy. I think having a baby is going to make me happy. I think having this business is going to make me happy. I think going on that retreat is going to make me happy. I think traveling the world is going to make me happy. Boo, you bringing the happiness with you or you bringing the sadness with you? Which one? You're bringing the happiness with you or you're bringing the sadness with you? Which one? I wonder if we understand how magnificent the body temple really is. I wonder if we understand that. We who have been hoodwinked by big pharma, by governmental agencies, by many of the things I talked about in the 7 dark powers that are trying to take over this planet. That's in a video I put here on the YouTube channel. Go watch it and wake the fuck up. Watch that series where I outline for you, it's really almost a documentary. I outlined for you all of this stuff. Spirit gave me that, and I bet you that was filmed, I don't know, maybe 2016, 2017. And I bet you can find 2020 and 2021 in it, because everyone that was connected was hearing that something was coming. We didn't know what it would be. I don't think we understand how magnificent the body temple is. I have been studying the body temple for many years, and I am astounded at what the body can do. Your body can heal anything, but you don't think it. You think it's in a pill. You think it's in a white coat. Quote unquote doctors. There are some good ones out there, many good ones out there. And there's a lot of them that have no choice but to go along with the system, else they don't get paid. They don't even survive and live with their family and take care of their families. And a profession they trained 8 years for, and countless years of sleepless nights. Years of countless sleepless nights is what I really want to say. Family, your body can heal itself of anything and everything. This is simply a statement of fact. It's not telling you medical advice. It's not telling you not to go to a doctor. It's not telling you not to take meds. It's not telling you anything. It's giving you a piece of information that is vital to your healthy existence to fulfill your functions. See, why is it so critical for you to be healthy? Why was I in all those health companies? I was always in some kind of health company from like age 28, 29, 30. I first became like a health nut when I was like 30, 28, 29, 30. When I tell people I'm the big 6-0, they're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're like 40 something. I'm like, well, I'm actually 36. You know, I keep saying every birthday, I'm 36 again, I'm 36 again, I'm 36 again. How do you think that I'm not on any meds? How do you think that I don't have anything in the body temple stopping me from doing anything? How do you think the body healed of all kinds of feminine issues? How did it heal of fibroids? How did it heal of some things I didn't even fucking know I had? The problem is you go and get a diagnosis. And then as Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith said, you are now under the law of that diagnosis. You have Ushka Kushka. I have Ushka Kushka? Yes. Oh my God. I have Ushka Kushka. Do you see that you just gave a command? Someone in authority, look at exactly what happened in your mind. This is all about the mind. This is all about consciousness. Look what happened. You're in a situation where you're vulnerable. All your clothes is off. You got this little paper thin thing with the back out. You're sitting on a piece of paper. The whole setup, it's not a good setup. You got bright fluorescent lights on you, cold as hell, and you're sitting there like a little kid, and this person walks in the door, and they're very important. And they're going to tell you what's going on, because I know, and you don't. You're a dumbass. You don't know anything about this. I know all about it, and you got to ask me for permission before you do anything. I have heard diabetic people say, I don't think I can take cinnamon. I have to ask my doctor. Wow. You have to ask your doctor if you can. Sharon Fant told me this too. She healed herself with diabetes. Supposedly the kind of diabetes that supposedly people don't get healed from, supposedly. Do you understand these are all lies? Do you understand that you've healed your body of so many things and you didn't even know that you had? Do you understand the Bible? Do you understand cancer cells are floating in the body temple at any particular time? Do you understand that in a healthy body, they'll just be killed or they'll just be disposed of? Do we understand that? Do you understand that when your body comes into contact with anything in the environment, that you have issues that's in your entire intestinal tract, that's in your biome, your microbiome in your intestines, that goes all the way out to your booty? Do you understand the complexity and the totality and the miraculous nature of even your immune system? But you rather trust a mask. We're dumbasses. That's my conclusion. We're just dumbasses because we don't know anything about the body. We don't know what's going on. We won't sit and watch some podcasts or listen to some podcasts all about your body and how your body functions and what the cells do. We won't listen to all different kinds of doctors, naturopathic doctors, acupuncturists, qigong, all kinds of natural people, herbalists, all kinds of natural people. How about listening to all kinds of natural people, not just to the white code? Okay, so you're sitting in the last time I was there, I was 40 something. It was like 20 years ago. I was like, I am never. And then they took my breast and mashed it in a machine. And they said, do this every year. Fuck you. There's no way I'm doing this even again, not once. Are you kidding me? You want me to come in here when I had my breast machine, they were like closer, and they smashed my breast. I was like, a man made this shit up, because no woman would make that. No one with a breast would make this up. This is horrible. Why do we think this is a good idea? Because we're entranced and entrained. Okay, and come every year and let us stick something up your butt and stick something in your coochie and mash your breasts and poke and prod at you to see if we can find something that we can latch onto and give you a bunch of meds and do a bunch of procedures and get a bunch of money. You are in the matrix. You're in a pod. Take that thing out back of your head in every area of your life. Not only I'm taking it out the back of my head in with regard to money and moving myself to completely to the Bitcoin standard. I lived the Bitcoin standard before. I was completely free of the financial system. And then I went back in again. Now, see, it's easy to slip back in because they make it so easy. It's so convenient. The whole system, it's a system. It's set up. It's a setup. It's set up for you to be in the system, a cog in a battery. Do you know that if the medical establishment, the medical system didn't have patience, the whole thing would fall apart today? If everybody just didn't go to the hospital today, just didn't go to the doctor today, and just didn't file one insurance claim, do you understand that Big Pharma would fall, the hospitals would fall, the medical insurance people would fall, and the governmental agencies that are telling you to eat this, that, and the other, which is quite ridiculous? How do they know the diet for every single person? Please tell me, how does the government, and they put it on a food pyramid, how does the government know the dietary needs of every person? It's a scam. If you don't see that the whole thing is a scam, please come here every single morning. Please come here every single morning and allow the scales to fall from your eyes, because we've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok. Plymouth Rock didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Thank you, Malcolm X. He told us, you hoodwinked. Every single prophet that came here, and most of them we killed because we didn't like that they were telling us the truth. Most of the prophets, we killed them. So when the prophets came in, they knew you're not going to be there very long, because people on earth, they don't like truth. They just don't like. They will censor it. They will run from it. The earth, you're going into the earth school, they have an adversarial relationship with truth. They don't want to know it. They don't want to know the truth about themselves. They don't want to know the truth about how the world really works. They don't want to take responsibility. They don't like truth and responsibility. Humans, they don't like truth and responsibility. They don't like it. They will fight you on that one. And, when do you want to come back? I want to come back at 33. Okay, because one of them is going to kill you. And that's what it's going to look like when you go out. You're not even going to live long enough to have cancer. Because if you're telling them the truth, Malcolm X, somebody gonna take you out because they're not gonna like you. You're gonna make people too uncomfortable. How many people did we burn at the stake? How many healers did we were so afraid? They were telling us the truth. Hey, take these herbs. Witch! How many people did we drown? How many people did we sideline, marginalize, censor? Because they were telling us something. How many doctors were trying to tell us, hey guys, you better take sovereignty of your own self. That is what this message is about. Stop letting somebody tell you something. Okay, so you're there in the white coat's office. And you're all vulnerable and you're sitting there waiting, and you're already in a state of open receptivity to whatever this person says, because that's what you've been trained your mind to when you walked into the place. Because you had something going on, or pain, or whatever. And rather than sitting in meditation first and asking spirit first, go to source. And then source would tell you where to go. I've been to many acupuncturists, I've been to chiropractors, I've been to best sessions. Spirit will tell you where to go to get support and aid and help. Maybe a doctor of Oriental medicine like LaToy. Spirit will tell you where to go. Don't just automatically jump and run to the doctor. That is the robotic nature of people when they become hypnotized and brainwashed. We've all been brainwashed by religion, by the medical system, by governments. And why? So it could be used as batteries in the matrix. If nobody went to work today, the system would crash. They need you to be a battery. If no one used the dollar, it would crash. They need you to get dollars and spend dollars. And how do we topple the system? Just withdraw your energy from it. Never fight a system. All of history, the same thing happened. Here's the cycle. Please write this out. Weak men create bad times. Bad times create great men. Great men create great times. Great times create weak men. And then we go around again. We can say great men, great women, great them. Great women, the saying is great men. Great men, weak men create bad times. Bad times create great men. Great men create great times. Great times create weak men. Weak men create bad times. We keep doing this cycle over and over and over again. When are we going to stop doing that? We keep doing the cycle over and over again. You have a revolutionary. America started with a revolution. Do you remember? In 1776. Now, people of my color and look, the diaspora as the drama played out on planet Earth, the drama that we're playing out on planet Earth, that's not real, the illusion. Our people were not in that experience. So my people are from something else. We had some other drama going on. So we weren't in the 1776 drama in that way. We were in a later drama in 1800s, the constitutional, the clash of the South and the North that we read about in all these books. Why do we even know these things? Like, why are we talking about people that were killing people? Well, what's the point? The point is that people want to use your energy to continue national sovereignty, strengthen our country, fight for our country, use the money of our country, be loyal to our country, sing the song, and wave the flag. I mean, that's all beautiful. It's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. If we view it as a flower garden, hey, they have this color flag, they have that color flag. Not, we're going to fight you because we got this flag, you got that flag. Hey, stop. It should be like teams. And then, like you go to the Olympics and the best team wins because they were better at playing, I don't know, ice hockey, or they were better at skiing, or they were better at bobsledding, and everybody celebrates them, and then you go home. How come we can't have the Olympics all the time rather than wars? Anyway, so because we are entrained to this person, this white coat, I'm just staying on the health experience because we're talking about health today. I have been talking about health for many years. Y'all know I've told you to take chaga. I've told you to take, and yes, I told you in that video why I left Total Life Changes. I told you it's because there wasn't no residual income there. You had to be on a treadmill. And I also told you the products is damn good. Buy the products. Oh, the products is good. Oh, they're very good. They are, and I don't work with them. I'm not in there. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm telling you, the products are so good. Same with the other companies I was in. Get your calcium bentonite clay. Get your diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth. How do you say that? Please, someone put it in the chat for me. Get your apple cider vinegar. Get your Tracy Spivey White reminded us, take a little bit of apple cider vinegar every single day. Get your cranberry juice, the real cranberry juice, not this sugary stuff they sell in the store. Go to the health food store. Start putting some stuff in your body that your body loves until you don't need to eat anymore. Maybe one day you may become a breatharian and you're simply living on prana. I kind of think that was the original state of humans. I kind of think we weren't eating. I kind of think that our original state, we were simply breathing, and we were all breatharians. And then, of course, we had a fall. They talk about the fall. Anyway, so you're here in this white coat's office. You're hearing this thing that you now have. And what does it go to? Because it's probably something that's already in your consciousness, you're going to bring up all the records. The librarian in the brain brings up all the records that is associated with that thing the doctor just said. And oh my God, now you have all that to contend with, rather than just simply staying in oneness with God. I'd rather do all that rather than meditate and stay in oneness with God. I don't see a Shaolin monk doing that. Okay, thank you. Soul Whisperer gave me the thank you for making it phonetic. Diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth. Oh, diatomaceous. diatomaceous earth. Thank you so much for that. Get some of that. That's some good stuff. Get some. Drink some green juice. This morning I was just saying to myself, I'm gonna go get some more juice and chai. Get some watermelon juice in your body. You know, when you go to Bali, they give you watermelon juice. I mean, these things, when you drink them, they're delightful. It's like you're dancing as you're drinking it. Your body's dancing, your cells are dancing. Okay? Next, after you leave there, you're under a spell. The doctor just cast a spell on you. It's a spell. You leave there and you now go Google it. Worst thing you could possibly do. You Google, I have ushka kushka. You tell your boo on the way home, oh my God, you're in the car crying. Because the doctor's telling you. Here goes the emotions now. You're creating the thing. Do you see all this is happening inside your own consciousness? Because someone could tell a person that has a perfectly intact consciousness the same thing, and they would laugh, or they would simply, their subconscious mind wouldn't accept it, right? Some people will accept it. They'll be in the car crying, oh, I don't know how much time I have left. Okay, whatever, boo. Smack, smack. Get yourself together. Don't be a drama queen. Get yourself together. Something can be done for this. Get yourself together. And the boo's like, oh my goodness. You got what? Ushka kushka. I ain't never heard of it. Oh my God. The doctor said there's no cure, because of course there's no cure, because they decided a long time ago, after they cured smallpox, and we're like, well, we cut off all the revenue stream. We ain't never cured nothing ever again. They made an agreement to never cure anything ever again. When do you go to the doctor and they say, no, here's the cure. You only have to take it once and you're perfectly fine for the rest of you. You'll never get it again. When did they ever give you that? Or did they make everything residual? No, you got to keep getting it. You have to keep coming back. Because they want residual income, and you're the mechanism for their residual income. I mean, it should be very obvious. All of this should be when do I get off this medication? Never. And how much is it? $50 a month. And then you go back 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 months later, and you got another one. And how much is it? $70 a month. How long do I take it? When do I get off? Never. You have 4 medications in the space of 2 years, and you're never getting off of any of them? Fuck that shit. Why do people go along with this? Why don't they just say no? Why? Thank you, angels. We're in fear. We do not know love. We don't know that God gave you a body that can fucking heal everything and anything. And I keep telling you, this is not about not going to a doctor. I've been to many doctors. This is not about not going to a healthcare professional. I've been to many healthcare professionals. Trust me, if something happened tomorrow, if I broke my leg, I would go to a healthcare professional. Trust me. Yes, I would. And beloved, the leg, the body is an effect. The cause is in my mind. So while I'm in the doctor's office, my mind ain't on that person at all. They could be fixing my broken leg, and I am in meditation to find the cause of this broken leg. Because no, something in me is trying to break me. Oh, I'm going to find that bitch and slit her throat. Something in me is trying to break me. So yeah, you can fix my leg, whatever. The leg is an effect. And most people only deal in effects. They're in the doctor's office. Oh, you have this, you have that. Oh my God. And take the medication. Oh my God. And you're just dealing in effects, just dealing in effects. Get some more pills, get some more this. Go over here to the rehab person, right around here. And when do you sit and meditate? And when do you touch God with your own soul, which is your true self? And when do you sit and chant and go within and align your energies? And when do you get on your yoga mat and do yoga? And when do you get into Qigong? I just started Qigong the other day. I'm loving it. When do you get in Qigong and learn to master your Qi? When do you watch a Shaolin monk? The other morning I was watching a Shaolin monk. I was like, damn, them Shaolin monks is ridiculous with their discipline. I got to show you a Shaolin monk. I have to show you the Shaolin monks. It is is beyond. The Shaolin Monastery, I'm gonna go there. The Shaolin Monastery is the most famous temple in China, renowned for its kung fu fighting Shaolin monks with amazing feats of strength, flexibility, and pain endurance. The Shaolin, I think it's Shaolin or Shaolin, have created a worldwide reputation as the ultimate Buddhist warriors. These Shaolin monks, one of them, oh, I didn't, let me show you what I'm talking about. One of these Shaolin monks, I really believe that this is what Neo in the Matrix was based on. I really believe it. You know, I was watching a Shaolin monk the other day. He was doing his morning thing, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. He has such mastery. I mean, he has such mastery over him his whole self that even an eyebrow didn't move if he didn't want it to move. And he was doing these perfect movements. And he was in perfect repose as he was doing them. There was no strain. Do you know they trained for 10, 20 years to do that shit? Go do something like that. Rather than sit up with a doctor for 20 years, go sit with some monks for 20 years. I would go sit with monks for 20 years before I stay with some doctors for 20 years. Yes, I would. I would go someplace in Nepal or India and go to a monastery, do yoga every day, and crack coconuts like we did when we were in India. I'll take you all to India one day on a nice retreat and crack them coconuts and get the coconuts. We crack coconuts in the temple in India. You take the coconuts and you hold them all over your chakras, and you let the coconuts suck out all of the bad stuff in you, and then you smash it. I would go and smash coconuts. And guess what? If my leg had broken, cancel, no, cancel. With my cast, I would go over there. I'll be back, Doc, whenever you need me to come back, because I'm not staying in this. If something in my mind took me into it, which could happen, I mean, it could happen to any one of us. Do you really think that I'm going to trust the protocol of my healing to someone else? Hell the fuck no. My consciousness is my job. Your consciousness is your job. Okay, I'm not saying no more about this. Y'all talk to me, because I haven't said enough. Talk to us, people. Good morning.
Boy, rare. Something else, Let me turn this in. Noise. It's really interesting. One of those degrees that I have is in sociology of health and medicine. And that whole program was teaching how medicine basically was snatched from wise women, from medicine women, and medicine men that, cared for and took care of the population, pretty much snatched from them and medicalized. And pretty much before magic, the whole medical industry is nothing but magic. They hypnotize you to believe things that are not true. They have their sigils, they have their implements, their wands, they have everything. The medical industry is total magic. And they snatched that from healers, natural healers, medicalized it, legalized it, and decided who could practice medicine and who can't. However, I always wondered why I was learning this stuff, but now I know, because this is the thing. The Course teaches us that God is not sick. Therefore, I cannot be sick by law of correspondence. And to have the mindset that I can be sick and others around me can be sick as well. And now we need this whole entire industry to care for us is really a lie. We're not sick. We have mental constructs in our minds that lead us to believe, especially if you have commercials on TV all day long. I don't own a TV, so I don't know what goes on TV. when I did have one, I know all day long there were spells on there about AstraZeneca, this one, that one, all these different pills and potions and stuff. That's all spelling. That's all magic that they're doing up in there to get your minds hypnotized to this belief that something outside of you can cure you, which is not the truth. And it's very difficult, especially if you're experiencing something in your body temple and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to run to the doctor. The doctors honestly don't know anything. They don't. They're practicing. And every time I've had to go to a doctor, they never know anything. They never can come up with any diagnosis. They can't come up with anything that makes any sense. And so I've been having this adversarial relationship with the entire medical industry because I know it's smoke and mirrors. It's a lie. And they get you to believe these things, and then they get you to, cherish your illnesses so much so that you will tell other people or whatever these perceived things that are going on in the body temple, which is just energy blocked or not moving or stuck because, I'm in my head believing something that someone told me. We can heal ourselves. It is possible. It has been done. I've done it. I've witnessed other people do it. This body is incredible, what it can do. And it's also incredible what it does do. Opposite to what we want. And these are the challenges that pop up to teach us. For me, all of a sudden I had this problem with my knee. Like, why is my knee hurting? And so, I was in class with Dr. June, and I was like, what? I'm doing this work. I understand what's going on. Why is my knee hurting? And she's like, well, you're refusing to, walk in the direction you're supposed to. I'm like, oh yeah, it's real symbolic. So a lot of the times, the things that we're experiencing are really symbolic and really teaching us something if we pay attention to the body. It's a communication device. So if your leg hurts, if you're going to work, maybe you should not go to work anymore. If your arm hurts every time you do something, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. So, really pay attention to the body, what your body's telling you, as opposed to what someone else is telling you about your body. And really, the whole medical industry is all about it. Really, from my perspective, it's a money-making, disgusting machine that most people have been hypnotized into believing that this is real, and anything happens, you should run to these doctors because they are the authority. They don't know anything. They really don't. And so my understanding is, what I do now is to heal myself, to understand law, to understand what is going on in my body, what is my body communicating to me, and what I should feel so that so I know I get the message. Okay, my arm hurts. Why is that hurting? It's really, really for us to get the messages that our bodies are sending us, and then do the work to decode and figure out what to do next. It's not really to run to the doctor and say, oh, this is going on. All they're going to give you, and I remember you said this, is pills and sharp needles, and they'll cut something out, and that's it. They don't really know. They are addressing effects and not the root cause, which those causes lie in the mind, in the consciousness of the individuals. Those are the causes of the problem that we experience in the body temple, not the effects where you get a pill or cream or something to deal with it. So I'm glad that I'm at the foundation, because it feels like it's full circle learning, what the world says, and then learning what the course says, and then understanding law. I feel I've come full circle with this health thing, and I'm really appreciative of that. So I'm complete for now.
You know, family, it's very fascinating. As you were speaking, Dr. B, I call you Dr. B, and her sacred name is Queen Hadassah. And I call her Dr. B because people forget that she's an actual doctor with several degrees. And one of the things that I discovered in doctor's training is they get like maybe 1 semester of nutrition. Is that accurate, Queen Hadassah? Something like nutrition.
If they even get that, if they even get the 3 weeks of nutrition, go on.
That's really scary. So there you have the medical system in America where you eat anything you want and then go to a doctor and fix me with a pill or cut me open and take out the problem, and then I'm going to keep eating whatever I want. Where you have McDonald's, which not one thing, I've said it many times before, I don't think one thing in McDonald's qualifies as food, maybe except the coffee and the water. You buy a bottle of water and maybe you buy some coffee. I don't think one thing in McDonald's qualifies as food. When you can take ice cream and set it on the counter and it don't melt, that's not food, people. That's plastic. It's Frankenfoods. Like Dr. Baruch used to tell us. Yeah, he was going to say something. Who's going to say something?
Hey y'all, hey Casey.
Are you loving?
I'm loving wonderful. The McDonald's thing, oh my gosh. So, 2010, I watched the movie. I used to always take McDonald's. They had one right near our college, so that was like our thing. Of course, they would have it right there. Like the only main food that you can eat right walking distance from our college campus. And so I used to eat McDonald's all the time. I tore it up as a kid, all this stuff. And I remember in 2010, I had watched this video because I was really like on my health stuff. You know, like I went to school for health. And I remember I had watched this video on McDonald's, and it was this dude, right? He ended up taking items from McDonald's. He took like a Big Mac. He took like some fries. And then he had got a regular burger from like a regular curry out, you know, where you go to a regular curry out. And he put it in a jar, like a mason jar. And after 6 months, like he came back and he looked at like the burger from the carry out and started to, like you saw like it was starting to like mold and, you know, decompose like how real food do. And the McDonald's looked the exact same. Like it didn't have no marks. It didn't have nothing. Like it looked like they literally just ordered that food. It was that day in 2010 that I completely stopped eating. I had not touched it after that. After that, I was like, there's no way that I can eat McDonald's ever again. So I haven't had McDonald's since 2010. Like I won't touch nothing from there. So that's very true about that. And I love the topics that she was speaking about with health and stuff like that, and like the power of the mind. Mm-hmm. Like I remember when I was a child, and my grandma, well, to me, she seemed like perfectly fine. She was talking normal, like everything was cool. And then she goes to the doctors one day, and they talking about, oh, you have Alzheimer's, and my aunt was telling me this stuff too. She said in the moment that the doctor had told her that she had Alzheimer's, like she literally, like everything just changed. Like that's when she started to actually show like physically like the symptoms, quote unquote, to like us, like the family and stuff like that. And that's when I'm like, what in the world? I was like, that was a spell. And unfortunately, she accepted it. So that was another thing that had came to my memory when we was talking about like just going to the doctors. And I remember reading this book. It was like, it's like a witchcraft stories or whatever. It's like a really old book one of my friends had gave me. And one of the stories, I'm paraphrasing, this is not exactly what happened, but I'm paraphrasing. So it was this guy who supposedly got cursed by like some witch doctor. Like the witch doctor had, did their little witchy sayings or whatever that scared the living crap out of him. And then all of a sudden, they said like this guy just started having like all of these weird symptoms. Like he was just like everything was just going horribly wrong. And he was like, it was that witch doctor, it was that witch doctor. And he would go to all of these different type of, doctors, and like nothing could heal him. And so it was another doctor, I believe it was probably like his son, who's like a doctor, whatever. And what the son did, he was just like, he just made up a complete story. He was just like, all right, so Dad, this is what I did, so he gave him like a witchy type of solution. So he said, yeah, like I went to the river, I had found like some bones from an animal, full moon, I like dipped it in the water and prayed over it, like some witchy stuff to whatever could counteract the witch doctor. And like he gave him to drink it or something like that, like totally placebo. And that's what he did it. And they said like the father just got better just like that. Just like that. And I was like, wow, like that's so powerful, the powerful of the mind. Like I just love how I know I can go on a wow, is just really talking about this because I'm really passionate about, health and like what nature can do for you. Like even like I love when you had brought up chaga. Because I remember for myself, like years ago, like my menstrual cramps used to be horrible. Like, oh my gosh. And I remember when Dr. G was saying, like, because you don't like your lady parts, like, but this was like last week. But this was years ago when I was going through those challenges every single month. Like, it was excruciating for me. And I remember it wasn't until I actually started taking that chaga from Total Life Changes that completely like regulated my cycle. I still to this day, I hardly ever get period cramps. Like they're extremely light if I get it. Sometimes I hardly even get symptoms. Well, my emotions still, I do still get moody. I can admit that. I know that's a consciousness thing. But it was just amazing of how like what herbs can do for you. And I'm just gonna stop right there. I'm gonna let more people talk, but I can definitely talk more about this. But I'll just stop for now. But I love that you brought this topic up, Kaisi.
Spirit is getting our minds right, because some of us are enslaved to doctors or enslaved to the financial system like I am, and I'm going to unenslave myself. Take your shackles off. Some of us are still enslaved. I'm including myself. Either enslaved to the financial system, enslaved to the medical system, enslaved to the religious systems. You see, you have to free yourself. You have to actively free yourself of all these shackles, and then you must stay vigilant so you don't slip back into the slavery again, because it's so easy. I'm so happy. What's your favorite natural remedy or cure or beautiful support for the body? Is it chaga?
Yes, well, of course, I'm not a medical professional, guys. But for myself, yes, I actually, like, while you was talking and stuff like that, took my ginger and my turmeric from Wakaya, and I had put some apple cider vinegar in there. So I typically will take natural herbs, like, like the ginger, turmeric. I do have chaga. I don't get it from TLC anymore because it seemed like they had changed the formula, but I'm still using chaga from a different source. Some nettle root, nettle leaf, like bladderwrack. I don't take them every day because I like my body get like accustomed and stuff like that and get off of it for a few days. But like bladderwrack, sea moss. What's some other stuff But that's like basically like the basics that I'm doing. You know, some other mushrooms like lion's mane, turkey, man. So it's like whatever like I'm feeling like with my body. Like my body would tell me like, hey, you need to take a little extra ginger today, you know, or hey, you need to, you know, stop with this supplement for a little bit, let your body. So it's all about listening, but I definitely have those herbs on deck. And of course, essential oils, like I love essential oils, and that's something that I do like every single day of just like rubbing it like on my body, on my like throat area, my chest area, because this does better. And another thing, natural thing, of course, breathing exercises and cold showers. That's natural. A lot of people be like, what? Showers. But it's extremely healthy for you, and it's so beneficial. So those are some of my favorites.
Oh, the cold shower, it's so good for you. And you know, sometimes I finish my shower with a cold blast and it's like it's so good for you. It releases in the body. Cold releases in the body painkillers, natural painkillers. It's natural inflammatory. And especially if you have warmth and you're soothed and the blood is flowing and you're good, you know, you need the lymph to then constrict. So flow, constrict, moves that lymph fluid through your body. Most people just have a pool of dead sludge going through them. It's the lymph. The lymph fluid is all sludgy and gunky. It's bad stuff. In America, all that stuff they talked about in America in 2 years, in 2020 and 2021, did you hear anyone say, hey, let's help diabetic people? Hey, let's help overweight people. Let's get to exercising and walking outside. Did anyone say, hey, let's help our seniors? All of the groups with the 4 comorbidities. How you got 4 comorbidities at the same time? You got 3 or 4 things killing you at the same time? Come on. And there was no conversation about, there still is no conversation about, let's help people lose weight. I'm talking about on a national, global scale, quote unquote, from the experts that are seeing us through this. How come every solution has been a chemical? There's no talk whatsoever. Let's get people, there's no mandate. You got to walk every day. There's no mandate. You got to drink a liter of water at least every day. There's no mandate. You have to stay away. To get this health insurance, you have to stay away from McDonald's for 30 days. Where are those mandates? I don't see any. I see nothing to support your health. Nothing. Does that tell you anything? Do they want you to be healthy? Just ask yourself some questions. Do they want me to be healthy? Because they ain't said a word about health. Who said anything? I'm talking on a big national scale. And the people that were talking about health and taking care of your health and being healthy, they were all censored. They went to other platforms. By the way, I am on Odyssey, and if YouTube get funny at any point in time, find me on Odyssey. I'm still all around. You can find me. No problem. No problem. Who's next?
Well, we have Sylvia with Harmony is unable to speak, or if Coach Michelle wants to go. I don't know if they're able to speak, but we have Sylvia next.
Okay, I was waiting. Hello. Good morning, Reverend Les.
Good morning, beloved. How you loving?
I am loving. Good morning, beautiful community. Okay. Oh, Reverend Lev, you just touched a subject that just touches my heart. So, my spirit, my soul. And I am the first one to elect your motion. I guess. I elect your motion. I second your motion that we must take our health into our hands, into control of our minds. And I want to start by saying that this was my lesson. This was my curriculum in life these past 3 years. And I was told that I would not come out of this because doctors labeled it And I didn't. And during my whole process, I stuck with the Course in Miracles, and I reminded myself that God knows no sickness. There is no sickness. This is an illusion. And therefore, if I got myself into it, there must be a way I can get myself out of it.
That's right.
So after going to the doctors and being labeled and being prescribed so many things, I'm going to give you the label for the sake of communication so that the people hearing can hear that there is a way out of anything and everything that we perhaps many times unconsciously get ourselves into. Because I don't want to put any shame or guilt behind the things that we get,
Mm-hmm.
and then that puts us into an even deeper hole.
Mm-hmm.
But so they labeled me with fibromyalgia, ME/CFS.
I knew you were going to say fibromyalgia. I don't know why, and you never said it before. Something in my spirit said she's going to say fibromyalgia because a lot of people have it, they say, and a lot of people think that it's something that they have to live with for the rest of their life. Okay, continue.
Exactly.
I'm so happy you're saying this.
Exactly, and POTS, severe POTS. And this led to dysautonomia, shutdown of my organs and my liver, and just the whole body. When it's dysautonomia, it affects you in every way. And then I ended up with reactive hypoglycemia, very severe, for a whole year and a half of reactive hypoglycemia. The only reason I say this is because I want the testimony to be profound in the sense that you can heal anything. And like I said, this was my curriculum. I ended up getting COVID twice during this time, exposed to mold, and then also labeled Lyme, thyroid issues, because when dysautonomia is involved, the body starts to shut down. Okay, so I understood this was my curriculum from day one. Delete. And I understood that when I went for help and I was put on so many, I'm telling you, over 300 supplements a day, and medications, and my body was just shutting down more and more quickly. And I never left the house because I was so sick. And when I did finally leave the house, and this is where I didn't want to talk too much about the things that I had, but the other day, last time I heard someone talking about fibromyalgia, the pain, the pain can be very intense. And my pain came with a lot of burning, body burning. And I am here to tell you that is 100% gone. The fibromyalgia is 100% gone. The POTS is 100% gone. My body has been restored. Now, let me get to the place where I took things into my own hands because I was declining rapidly. And I have made it a pact with myself not to see anything that I did as right or wrong. When I went to the doctors, it's because I had been sick for a whole year, and at this time I figured, okay, I need some support because I had always been a self-carer. So for decades I had been eating extremely clean in no restaurants for 10 years. I had not been someone who took my health lightly. My health, I understand that my health is my wealth. So I finally came to understand why I chose this curriculum, and the lessons in it for me were so deep, so deep, that had I not gone through this, and I told myself, okay, Sylvia, next time we need a lesson, let's choose another approach, because I've chosen never to be sick again. That's just a choice that I have made, and that I know for me, it's just the way it is. I will never be sick again to the point that I have been these past 3 years. So I'm going to tell you, for the very first thing I did is I fasted for 20 days on water. And after those 20 days, of course, I'm going to make the scenario, because by this time, the first year, I have to be carried to the bathroom. I can't walk. I'm dizzy all the time. I'm sensitive to everything. The floor is moving like if I'm on a boat, extremely dizzy. And with everything else going on, the pain, the neurological, the burning, I'm just like, I don't even know how I'm functioning every day, but I'm very grateful for the support of my husband, who was just there to help me eat and help get what I needed for my health, because we were like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. So after the 20 days of fasting, the water fasting, I went from being 100% bedbound, 100%, couldn't even pick my head off of a pillow, to being able to walk to the bathroom.
Wow.
Yes, I was
20
so
days.
dizzy. I still had a lot of work ahead of me. But I want everyone to know the most critical healing days for me were the 20 days of fasting. And then a few months later, I did 40 days of juice fasting. And those were the things that would start to turn things around, along with my brain. I created a spiritual brain retraining, because there was a lot of brain retraining out there. And I started to heal through them, but I noticed when I included the spiritual, that the healing took place quicker. And some of the things that I did was I did meditation. I could not meditate in the beginning. It would take me 6 months to get to a 2-hour session of meditation. I did Qigong. I did energy healing with Donna Eden, and I went on a whole food plant-based diet, and I followed a medical medium protocols for metal detoxes. Because if I did have, if for some reason there was Lyme involved, causing the neurological dysfunction, then I knew I had to get that part out. When I asked my doctor to check me for Lyme, so I would find out about the Lyme just recently, but 2 years ago, I asked her to check for Lyme, and she refused. I asked her to check for mold, and she refused. And this time around, when I met with someone new, and they said, oh, I don't even need to check you. I can already tell you have Lyme. And I'm like, I'm very careful with not picking up other people's labels, but I asked Spirit, what do you need me to do? So Spirit showed me what to do, and it was the metal detox from medical medium that I did. And I also, with these things coming together and working on my brain retraining, on healing the mind, I began to heal my mind. And I have to emphasize this very, very, very strongly, because nothing else was working. Medical medium detox, my diet, immaculate diet, nothing was working until I began to change my mind, until I began to rewire my mind to health. So in my case, in my curriculum, what happened was that when my spouse died in the physical, not in the spiritual, because we know there's no death, I did a really amazing job of healing my grief. And it happened pretty quickly within 17 and a half months, and I healed my griefs. And I realized I created Conscious Morning, which I shut down now. I created Conscious Morning because I wanted to help women consciously grieve and not stay in grief for decades. And in my curriculum, that's the field that I fell into. And I figured, this is amazing. If I can heal my grief, and I healed my grief by healing my psyche, by healing myself, I can help others. I didn't realize that when others are not ready for it, for the consciousness of stepping out of that grief, of not needing the grief to feel close to your loved ones. Because that was one of the stories that kept coming up for people, was they needed the grief to feel close to their loved ones. So many times we're not willing to let go of it. And then I realized that I started experiencing other people's griefs and re-experiencing stuff that I had already healed. And again, I have to have compassion for myself, because it's not something that I'm proud of, but it was my curriculum to go through. And long story short, I realized that no matter what the labels were, no matter what the doctor said, I realized that my heart had redirected my mind into grief through this journey of helping more and more women try to come out through their griefs. And I realized that there's so much more to it, to the person, the individual person with the grief, that there's just stuff we have no control over. And if they don't want to change it, there's nothing we can do for them unless they're in that place. So then when I finally made the connection, I said, okay, so if my heart led my brain to go into this opposite direction of sadness, the sickness, the grief that was involved there, if I could do that, and I know that I am a genius. If my brain can do that through my heart, I know that I can bring it back to the other way. And I understood that I would have to ignore all the labels that were given to me. And there was so much more labels in there. And I just said, I'm not gonna do that anymore. And I'm glad that I never chose to pick up the labels. But let me tell you, when I started the brain retraining, and all through spirit, and I did this for an hour every day for 6 months. And after 2 months of doing the brain retraining, I was able to get on the medical medium detox, and it started working. It's all natural. It's all natural foods. It's a lot of fruit. So it's blueberries, it's oranges, it's bananas, it's cilantro, it's mango, and you make it into a smoothie, and then you put a few tinctures, which is, it's all in his stuff anyway. So I did that, and I started to heal. And I realized, okay, there is something to this brain retraining, because the brain retraining makes you go to a happy place, and it makes you go to your heart, and it's all about the heart. And then I realized, if I could take this brain retraining and make it my own, and put spirit in there, and include everything that's so significant to me, I could transform myself back into this oneness with God, back into this oneness with myself, because I created that split. And again, I understood it was my curriculum. If I could create the opposite, then I can create the opposite, and I can come back to the middle and meet and have balance. So I kept working on my brain retrainings, and then I started recording them and listening to them all night long, and putting in the Course in Miracles, a lot of Course in Miracles lessons. And then started adding binaural beats, bilateral beats, started adding hertz, and the shift took off even greater. So then I started putting them for free on YouTube, because I thought, oh my gosh, if this could help me, it could help someone else. if they understand it. I don't promote it or anything, but if they understand it. So now, with all of this in place, in the past 6 months, I am driving again. Yesterday I went to the store, and I don't live, I live in the mountains, so I'm going through all these windy roads. And as I'm going down and driving down, I am in this immense place of gratitude for all the work that I have done to bring myself back. And I did it without any doctor's help, because the doctors that I was seeing, they were functional medicine and Western, chiropractic, what do you call that? Where they put needles in you. Just so
Acupuncture?
Yes, acupuncture. Yes, ma'am. So when I was seeing these doctors, and I understood that it was still in my control, that I took lead of my health. I took lead of my health. However, now that I got better, I didn't see a single doctor for anything. I knew that I had to heal the liver, and I knew that I had to heal my heart and my brain to come back, to rewire it back to health. I'm not sure that a lot of people know that, because as long as I have been in the health industry, and I'm sort of like you, Reverend Love, in that I have been from my early 20s living just a very healthful lifestyle, and I couldn't, like, the physical part of me, the ego part of me could not believe that this could happen to me. But the spiritual part of me is like, this is your curriculum. You created this. And if you created this, you can uncreate this. And as I was driving down yesterday, I was in so much gratitude for the journey and the lessons, and even greater because the doctors are like, you can't come out of that. That's not something people heal, And I went to the hiking on a trail last week, and like the big shifts are now taking place. And I also want to say that during this time that I have been, that I was in bed bound for 2 years, the healing has come rapidly. As I like tweak the brain retraining and stick to the health aspects of it, the meditation, I do not miss a day of my meditation. The gentle Qigong exercises, the energy healing with Donna Eden, the whole food plant-based, and it's not to say that I don't, this is just what worked for me. This is my story. And it's incredible, because when you're told that you can't come out of something, I never believed it. My story was like, you have your idea, and I know what's right for me. This is not me. This is not who I am. God does not know sickness. I am always in the blessing, and only the good is true for me. And those were my phrases every day. I'm always in the blessing. God does not know sickness. Only the good is true for me. And I just repeat it and repeat it. And then I'd come up with a new mantra and repeat it and repeat it. And always, clearing statements. I would clear my subconscious things that I was not aware of. I did do a lot of subconscious work, and it's possible. It is possible to come out of something so unimaginable, and know that you have that power within you for greatness. And one other thing that I wanted to say was, while I did all this, I had a passive income every single day coming in, because I had created this 2 years prior to this experience. When I was doing the grief work, I had created books, I had created stores. I created stuff online. And every month while I was in this situation, I made more than $1,000 in passive income, laying there in bed. And I have to just go and thank the goodness of God for everything that took place, for never lacking, for always knowing that I was supported no matter what, for always having everything that I could possibly need. And even in the midst of this curriculum that I was in, even in the midst of it, I was able to strengthen my spirit. Every single day. That was my first thing when I woke up in the morning. It did not matter what my body looked like. It did not matter that I could not sit up. It did not matter that I could not walk. It did not matter that I could, nobody could touch me. The bed couldn't be touched. I was so sensitive. It did not matter. I knew that I was whole. And I knew that this illusion was going to pass. And as spirit started opening up to me during this time. And it was very, very much also a spiritual journey. It was all a spiritual journey. And things that I never knew of started to happen as far as speaking to energies that are around you. And I didn't understand it, but the more that it happened, the more that I would have to search and start to understand what was happening to me, what was happening as far as me being able to, well, things everybody can do, channel and hear and download and just be in a place of, wow, I've never heard about this stuff. So it opened a whole new world to me. And I am very grateful, very thankful for my journey. Even the days, and I will say, there were days where I didn't even know that if I would make it the next morning. I did not know. I had a handful of experiences where I was ready. I was ready to go if that was my curriculum. I embraced it in joy. I embraced it in peace. And I just said, if this is my curriculum and it's my time to go, I welcome it. And I know that I will leave in peace. And that's just something I've always known. So for some reason, I knew it wasn't my time because I knew I would always leave the way you talk about, Reverend Love. When you'll fall asleep, you no longer need the body, and you'll just go so effortlessly, so easily. And I knew that, and I know that that's the way that I've always seen it for myself as well. So to you out there who find yourself, maybe in one of these curriculum lessons, and you may feel like there's no way out, or there's a way out, just ask Spirit to show you your path, to show you your way, and you'll find it. There's no other way but to find it. But for it to come to you, you'll magnetize it. It will come to you. So thank you, Reverend Love, and I am complete.
Delicious. Everyone give it up and celebrate Sylvia for taking it on. Magnificent. That's how you take it on. Some people heard that from the doctor and they laid down in the bed and they never got up. And you took it on. You took it on mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. You took it on all levels. You took it on. And you won.
Amen.
You won. I mean,
Amen.
Cannot celebrate that enough. You won.
I won.
You won.
And Reverend Love, it's the simple things like making breakfast for myself, for my husband, taking a shower that brings me the most joy. Brushing my teeth. Oh my goodness, I'm just there looking in the mirror saying, I love you, girl. I love you, girl.
And look how many of us maybe take those things for granted. And because you were in the bed and could not do those things, now they're like, oh, I get to brush my teeth. I get to have a shower. Oh, this shower is lovely. You know, some of us are in the shower like, okay, I got to do this today. I got to do that today. La, 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 la. You know, oh my goodness, there's such gratitude in every inch of it, isn't it? Every inch. It's like you're soaking up all the, you're getting all the juice of the peach. You're biting into that peach and you can taste it, right? Oh, I love that.
That's right. That is right. Yep.
Wow. Wow. Like you're probably more alive now because everything comes to make you better, faster, wiser, stronger, right?
Yes.
You're probably so much better now, more grateful,
Yes.
right? More joyful. Ah.
Yes.
That thing was an elevator.
Yes.
It was a ladder. Wow. Wow. Well done. That's how you handle it like a spiritual gangster, family. That's how you handle it like a spiritual gangster. And you might have to change everything. You may have to change your food, who you hang around with, what you think, the binaural beats, the who guard your ear gates, your eye gates, your intimate space. You may have to shift a lot. Didn't it? And on YouTube, they're sending up all kinds of incredible love on the chat too. You know, wow, she did that. Thank you for sharing. That was absolutely amazing. Amazing story of healing. Blessings to you for sharing it and inspiring. Just incredible comments.
Reverend Love.
Yes.
Can I share one more thing?
Yes.
During this time, my husband chose to take care of me because I needed full-time care. So he was not able to work. And we had invested. He was a Bitcoin investor for a long time now. I just learned about it when I met him. So he had put in the investment, and we have been living off of that for a very long time. And he just, now that I've started to get better, and I'm already fully recovered, the body is just catching up to the spirit, but I know that I'm fully recovered. And as I'm getting, as the body's catching up day after day, he is now returning back to work, to physical work, because he has his own business. And so I'm just, you know, for the glory of everything, for the glory of God, even though God doesn't need our glory, you know, it's just, I'm just very, very grateful that he had a very smart spiritual mind to start investing so long ago in cryptocurrencies, but his big one is Bitcoin. So we have been taken care of from every angle.
You know,
and I am complete.
That is delicious. That is delicious. That is so everybody celebrate Bitcoin. Everybody celebrate that. Oh, because Bitcoin has saved my life. And I can't say Bitcoin saved my life, right? Bitcoin, I've lived on Bitcoin a few times. Like money wasn't coming in. I wasn't even concerned. Because I knew I had Bitcoin. That's why you'll see in the little thing, Bitcoin is my husband. It's a little thing I like to say. Because Bitcoin will take care of you like a husband. I have had so many people tell me, I bought Bitcoin back in the day, Reverend Val, like you said, and then I lost my job and I remembered, oh yeah, I got that Bitcoin. It logged into my account, couldn't believe how much I had, and I lived on it for 3 months, 6 months, until I got my new, you know, some other new income coming in. Oh, trust me. You see, it's something. And you will find this out, family, when you come to the Bitcoin for spiritual people. Because Bitcoin for spiritual people is very different from learning Bitcoin, the technology of Bitcoin, all that. We're going to talk about all that. This is also Bitcoin for spiritual people. Because we got a certain way of thinking and going and approaching things. July 30th It's at valerielove.com right now. Go to valerielove.com right now. And I want to show you something. If you go to global events, and when you get to global events, you scroll down and you'll see our global events that we have: Dubai, the Christian Witches Convention, Cappadocia and Istanbul, Turkey. We're going to see the whirling dervishes, by the way, while we're there. Mykonos in Greece. And here you see July 30th. That's our Mediterranean excursion. So check out the Mediterranean. The first thing you want to do is you want to watch the Zoom. July 30th. Where is it? Here it is. It's a wealth day. It's a one-day wealth day, a one-day live event. Though I'm probably going to have some kind of exclusive experience on Friday, and we might have some kind of spiritual service on Sunday morning. It's a one-day live event on Saturday, July 30th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Washington, D.C. And I'm going to tell you, if you click here, find out more and register, and you go to that Bitcoin page, you see what we're going to. I apologize, a phone call was coming in. And you go to that Bitcoin page and you see all the things we're going to be talking about that day, including how to be compensated to teach Bitcoin. And you're also going to see it is free for Ascension members. Free, free, free. Now, Ascension members, when you get all these goodies, we ask you to commit to Ascension for 3 months or longer, because we don't want people just jumping in Ascension because you want to get a free event. Jump in Ascension because you want to do the work in Ascension. Okay? And we ask you for a 3-month commitment plus in Ascension. Ascension members are free at Bitcoin for Spiritual People, the one-day event. The tuition for the event for everyone else is $199. And guess what? It's $199 that you can only pay in Bitcoin. You can only pay for it in Bitcoin. So what better way to take yourself off the standard of the, I'll show you exactly how this works. Let me continue this. Okay, so let's say I put in this email address and I'm going to put in this name. Okay, thank you. I already get. And you go to the next page and you see it's going to tell you, you pay with Bitcoin. You pay right there with Bitcoin. It's the only thing we accept for this event. We don't accept credit cards. We don't accept Visa. We don't accept MasterCard. We don't accept American Express. We don't accept cash at the door. We don't accept anything other than Bitcoin for the Bitcoin event. This is how you free yourself of the monetary system. This is how you start to exit the corrupt fiat institutions that are enslaving people and keeping people intentionally poor while making cantillionaires out of other people. And if you don't know what a cantillionaire is, get into Ascension and watch the 2 Bitcoin classes that you have currently available to you. You have a lot available to you in Ascension. And next week, a week after next, is our next live class in Ascension. Go to how to be a Bitcoin millionaire by 2024, and go to how to become a Bitcoin wealth advisor. I believe that's the name of those 2. Those 2, they're in the bonus content part of your YouTube. Oh, phone's ringing. Okay, they are part of your bonus content. If you go into Ascension, log into your course and go to bonus content. Free yourself of the financial system. Free yourself. Watch that video. The 7 dark forces arrayed against humanity. Watch it. Watch that series. Wake the fuck up. Watch it. Get into Ascension. Start making your moves. Start making your moves. Do you see what's happening on the planet? This is the handwriting on the wall, family. Make your moves. Make your moves. Who's next?
Hello. Greetings.
Good morning.
Greetings. So, yesterday I was having like a little meltdown when you was doing your class, but I was loving the class. But I guess it was. You ever been in a plane and your mind? I mean, you can't adjust to the heights that you're going to, and your ears start popping. So I guess it was like that. So I was like, oh my God, they're taking off. So I'm very visual. So to me yesterday, thank you, Dr. D, for she threw me like a life raft. So basically it was like you guys were taking off on this balloon, on a hot air balloon. And this is a big old anchor that's underneath the hot air balloon that they have to throw out to anchor. It was hanging. So I was like, please don't leave me. So y'all was taking off yesterday. So I grabbed onto that big old rope underneath the balloon. And so as I was hanging onto the balloon,
I love it.
It was taking off on a leveling up. And so I couldn't get in the balloon because I wasn't connecting to what you meant by the level up. So I was holding on. And then you got off the thing and Dr. D said something very simple, but it was very profound for me. Because I guess it's all in your mind, you're making the shit up anyway. So she said, it's just a mind change. So she said, really try something small and simple. Like, get some very expensive panties. So right when she said that, I said yes. And actually someone sent me the money. And that's what I got with them. I was like, this is crazy. Because I was like, I wasn't even doing nothing. I was at the gas station listening to what she was saying. And I was like, okay, all right. So now I got the money. So let me just get those panties. I know exactly where I was going to go to. Because these really nice panties. So the expensive panties are different. So, and my daughter's been stretching me too. Because my daughter took us, when you talk about leveling up, she took us to go ride in the GLCs.
Ooh.
And so,
What's a GLC? What's that? I love it.
That's a different type of Mercedes. You know, I don't know all the different stuff. And it's like a Mercedes SUV or something like that. Yeah.
I love it.
Mercedes.
I love it.
Yeah, so if she walks around on the lot with her chin up and stuff, and go, oh, let me look at that one. Oh, what about that? What is that? You know. So we went out, me, her, and my grandson, the day before you did the class, and my head was hurting from going at experience with her, but I was going along with her. And then she said, Mom, don't it feel good? And let me go a little bit faster. And let me do this and that. And so she was test driving. And then my grandson was like, yes, this is nice, you know? So I guess it's good to teach him that too. He's 17. It was like, yes, this is nice. So I was like, oh, okay. And so then my grandson said, well, let's go test drive a Mustang for me. So we went to another one. And so then my daughter says, no, I don't want you with a fast car. And she started like freaking out. And then I started talking about, telling her about the lessons and stuff like that. And so then before she took off with me and started talking to her, so we went in. And so my grandson test drive a car there too at a different dealership. And so, and he was in his mind, he was saying, Mom, I don't need your help. I can do this myself. He's only 17, he'll be 18 in a few months. And he was like, I can do this myself. I can see this happening for me. And my brain was hurt because I was watching them. They were just acting like they had all the money in the world. Like money was just no option for them. And he could get a car on his own. And then he got pulled up a video, showed her a video of a young boy buying a expensive car for his mom and trading the car and get one for himself. And he created an app. And so my grandson is saying the possibilities are endless on how I can get the money.
Come on.
And I was like, really? So my head was like a little bit out there on that one. So I was like, wow. So yesterday when I was talking to my daughter about, I was going to get the panties and stuff, and I was talking to my daughter about what Dr. D said and what you said and whatever. And then she said, well, Mom, it's just like you. You let us refuse to be sick. I had a stroke in 2018, and you guys see me, so I don't look like my left side is not dragged down. I can walk and all that, but I couldn't when I went to the hospital. I was dragging my feet when I had that stroke. And I remember the spirit was telling me, I listened to what the spirit said, do not get that dye in my body. They wanted to shoot the dye in my body to see where the clots were going, and the spirit said, don't do it. I'll never forget that. And the doctor was telling me, I'm a doctor. You need to listen to me. And then I was like, So I didn't do it. And so then I said, and please don't puncture me with the IV. So I'm in the hospital. I'm telling them don't give me an IV, and they didn't do it. So, but they said, okay, well, can you just get on the can you just go through the scan and we won't do the? I said, yep. I don't need an IV. He said, nope. So they put me in the scan, and he said the clots had passed or whatever, because it was clots. They could see it like from before. So I was like, okay. So, and then he said I was going to need speech therapy. So they had the neurosurgeon come and watch me. And then they were saying I was going to need some other stuff. So I started saying this creed that I used to say. My friend sent me a creed, and that's Sharifa. I'll never forget that. So yesterday, you brought that to my attention when you had us do the EFT. And I said, why did I stop doing that? Why did I stop the EFT? Why did I stop doing those type of things? Because I need that now to get out this money prison, to get out this prison in my mind about I need something else and money is an issue and all that type of stuff. I said, I have to get out this prison. So I got out the health prison. I got out the prison of the job. Now I got to get out the prison in my mind about me needing some outside something to survive. I mean, not to thrive, not survive. And so I want to thank you guys, because this is a safe place for us to be real, and this is a safe place for us to get through conditions in our mind. And I'm excited about that. So I'm doing my creative stuff, and it seems like it's coming together. I'm cranking out. I got a book coming up. It's on there for review. It's called Affirmations, 40 Affirmations of Fire. That one is on review right now, so I'm waiting on Amazon to come back so I can print out my own copies and stuff like that. And it will be sold on Amazon as well. So, and I'm creating. I went back to what you said some time ago. We making this shit up. We can either create opportunities in our mind, or we can create conditions in our mind to succeed, or we can do the opposite.
Yeah.
It's all just made up. So I'm just making up some other shit. And I think about harmony all the time, because I used to love fairyland. And this every time I see this, as Harmony talks, I see fairyland. I used to love fairyland as a kid. And they would take, even when I got too big for fairyland, some of the things I was too tall, and my grandmother still would take me to fairyland. I used to love fairyland at Oakland. You go through the little things and you just imagine little things. It's just so much fun, And even as a teenager, I never forget them asking me, when was I gonna grow up? Because I was thinking about that. I was doing so well when I was imagining all these things.
The answer to that is, when am I going to grow up? Never.
Yeah. I was thinking, it's different. I mean, I felt better. I used to jump around with my kids and different stuff. So thank you for that, because I felt like I was going into this hole of just eating stuff, because I was getting nervous about the money, what's going to happen, da-da-da-da. And then when you did that tap in the EFT, it just changed. It just shifted me. And I was like, I need to get back into that. And then mirror work. I'm doing my mirror work. I did that this morning before coming on. So I'm doing that. So I just want to thank you for that. And thank you for helping me to shift. And
You know, so I was able to crawl into that. In my mind, I was able to climb up and get into the balloon with you guys on the level up yesterday. So I'm excited about that. So, and I just had to explain it that way. And that's really how the story be in my mind. When you be doing certain things, that's how I be seeing this stuff. I be in my mind, I was like, oh my God, don't leave me. Like, she's getting on this hot air balloon. I want to go. I want to go. And then I was like, I'm holding on and you going over the water and I'm holding on to the rope. And then you said, Alani, just get in. You got to believe. You just got to know. Come on. This shit up. Just change your mind. And then the thing said, oh God, help her. Go get you, start to level up this way. Go get some expensive panties. Then boom, I was able to climb into the boat. I was climbing to the boat. Okay? So I rest my case like I plead the case. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And, you know, so I got the health thing in my mind that I don't have to be sick, you know, and I don't have to listen to what they're saying. Now I'm getting out of this financial prison, you know, that I need some outside, something outside is going to come and help and save me. That's why I say that every day. My only function is the one God gave me. Another one I say that about I am the salvation. I mean, I love that one. That's what number 70, it says, my salvation comes from me. Like no one else, and there is no other. It comes from me. And that really empowers me, what I'm saying that one. My salvation comes from me. All right, I just want to say that. That's it. So I feel pretty good today. But I was getting a little panicky yesterday. You was leaving me on that hot air balloon.
I love the analogy. I love it. I love it. And Alana, I'm with you. I went and got myself some new panties yesterday too, because listen, ladies and gents and everyone, and especially women, I have seen women, including my mother and my grandmother, they used to have holy drawers. And I don't mean holy in the sense of sacred. I mean holy in the sense of got holes in it, safety pins, all that. We don't do that. Lace falling off. We don't do that. We do not do that. If you were in an accident and something happened and people had to quickly cut away your clothes, they would be like, ooh, that's nice. Okay. And yesterday, as I was buying my cute lace and this and that, you know, picking which one, stop going in the Walmart and buying a big pack of 6 granny panties for $8.99. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Go into a lingerie store, Uplevel. Hanes is lovely. Hanes is lovely. No, we're not hating on Hanes. We're graduating from Hanes. Thank you, Hanes, for giving us elementary school. Now you can graduate Victoria's Secret. I'm telling you, them Victoria's Secret drawers, they last forever. The stuff is not falling all apart. Hanes doesn't fall apart either. Hanes is your grandmother's drawers, okay? Those are what we call drawers, okay? Not panties, okay? My goodness, if you got into a frisky moment with someone and you're stripping off clothes, if they look at your underwear and be like, oh my, that's a deal breaker for me. You know, that could be a deal breaker. Yeah, don't do that. It's not fun. That's you know, some people wouldn't care at all. I care. And I come from parents, mothers, and grandmothers who had lots of children. My grandmother, my mother had 4, my grandmother had 4, yet my grandmother comes from a home where there was 13 of them, all a lot of kids on a farm. And the great-grandmother, my great-grandmother, Pinky, she didn't have all kinds of money to buy all kinds of things. Of course, they were very abundant. They had everything they required. There plenty of food, plenty of this, plenty of land, plenty of fun, plenty of everything. And they also knew how to sew, and they would darn socks. If you see me darning a sock, please slap me. If you see me darning a sock, please slap me. I lost my mind for a minute. I'm not darning a sock. I'm not doing it.
Is that what we do with mend the holes, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Do you remember that? They used to darn socks. Oh, let me. They had a collection, put your sock in the little basket thingy, and then when you get around to it on Saturday, she would be sitting there knitting, sewing up I mean, that was lovely. I come from a bunch of stitch witches. That was lovely. They were sewing and knitting and cooking and cleaning, and they were doing some lovely things. Nothing against it. What I know my life is about luxury. I pray not to know a sewing needle. I don't own pots. I don't even own a stove. I didn't buy a stove for my home here. It's a big empty space to make sure I don't get a wild notion to go and make a stew or fry an egg. Maybe I'll buy a stove. I have friends coming. Jared is like, Val, I want to cook you up some nice food. Good friend, Jared. We've been friends for years, and he's going to come and cook up some food for me when he gets here. I'm like, Jared, when you get ready to come, I'll buy a stove for you. Jiwa's coming to visit me. I'll buy a stove. Jiwa's coming because Jiwa does all that cooking, slicing and dicing the artichokes and the asparagus and all that. It's lovely. And edamame and all that. Jiwa does all that. That's not Reverend Val. Dr. Jiwa, she will cook you up something very lovely. She's all in the cooking, all the food, the healthy food, all that. I go and people make it for me. And then they give it to me. And I love that. Because I sliced and diced enough for children and husbands for decades. My apron came off and it went in the trash. Please, family, elevate. Do not wear socks with holes. Your body is a feedback mechanism. And when you put on cheap shit, you feel it. You feel that shit. You're walking around with something cheap on all day. And it not only does it, it comes from, we have fiat money, which gives us fiat clothes and fiat food and all of that. Not only does it send a signal to you that you don't matter, it isn't the best that this divine being is to have in every way. And maybe your thing is not underwear. Maybe your thing is good shoes. Maybe your thing is having your hair done. Maybe your thing is getting the manicure. One of my friends was messaging me last night that he got his nails done and his eyebrows done. I was like, well, damn, go ahead. Right? He was like, I got a manicure, Val, and I got my eyebrows done. There's a man with thick eyebrows. Tame the eyebrows. Do some manscaping. Nothing wrong with these things. Up level, whatever your up level is, we are not telling you to go out and perform functions. We are saying to up level your consciousness in worth of yourself and honor of yourself. And all these things will be a natural outpicturing, a natural effect of your raised consciousness. Raise your regard for yourself. I keep doing it. And yesterday I told you I was going to get my nails done, and I got my nails done. And I got the new underwear and the new this, yes. And a new beautiful purse. Yes, I love that kind of thing. Now, your thing could be different. Your thing is different. It's showing up differently for every person. Maybe some person knows they need to up-level their food. Maybe some person knows they need to up-level. Okay, let me take care of putting some feng shui in this home because this house looks a wreck. I got stuff everywhere. Whatever it is for you. Maybe I need to start reading 20 books, 1 paragraph a day, and read 1 book and really focus and really understand it. You know what your up level is. Do it. You're worth it. You're worth it. I gotta apologize to Zaire because Zaire, I accidentally knocked you into the audience. And I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to make you a mod. So please. So thank you. My fingers touched the wrong thing because I'm looking at the phone kind of upside down. So let me not do all that stuff. I do want to give a shout out to our friend Rainbow. I invited Rainbow on stage because I saw Rainbow in the audience. Usually I do not see people in the audience because I'm not looking in the clubhouse because I'm on YouTube looking at the screen and looking at all our beautiful comments here, and we have a lot of mods. So mods, if you ever see Rainbow, and if you can invite him to the stage, and if he can come to the stage, We love hearing from them. So I just want to acknowledge Rainbow. Rainbow, you want to say hi? You want to say something this morning?
Namaste, Faye.
Namaste.
Magical day. Loving the soulful flow of your room again. It's amazingly amazing. How are you doing?
Amazingly amazing, to use your words. I told the family we had like an hour or two conversation yesterday. It flew by like 1 minute.
Certainly that the purity of flow. That's what happens when two souls get together and don't worry about ticking each other's boxes. It's a wonderful chat. And it's been amazingly amazing for me. I managed to get in the room not so long ago, and Sylvie and Ali Gina, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Your stories are amazingly amazing in terms of the ways that you are growing. And Valerie, definitely, you know, the avatar body or the car that we're all given when we come into this reality deserves to be dressed in just the right way.
Lovely. And you know that adornment is so different for everyone. And I love seeing the variety of adornment. It could be feathers, it could be pearls, it could be anything. Turbans, all of it. Give me all of it. I love it all. I think that's why I love going around to all these different countries, because everybody's got a different way of wrapping themselves up and doing something to themselves. It's so beautiful. Peru and Mexico, and even different parts of Mexico and China and oh my goodness, Dubai. We're going to be in Dubai next month. It's going to be absolutely delicious because I love seeing the goddesses there in their coverings. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Who's next in our queue? Who's next? Thank you, Rainbow.
Greetings to the room. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
I was listening yesterday, and Reverend Love, when you said about leveling up, it was something that I definitely felt. I had also watched your video on IG, and it was something I definitely felt. So yesterday, I went to take my son to school, and I said to myself, no, somebody's going to make breakfast to me today. It's not me. Somebody has prepared a breakfast especially for me, and I know I'm going to find it. Spirit is going to guide me to wherever it is. And this thought popped into my head, and I said to myself, that doesn't kind of like mesh with me, so that must not be my thought. But I was like, maybe I should go there. And I was betwixt in between on which way I should go. And as I was traveling along the road, there was a roadblock in front of me. Some construction was going on, and definitely that's not where I was supposed to go. So I went to the other road, and it took me to a place where I had seen something I wanted to eat a little while back. And I said, this is it. Today I'm going to experience this taste. It was made for me, and I'm going to have this. And I said, now where am I going to eat it? And I was like, I feel like I should be enjoying life a lot more than just sitting at my kitchen table. It should be leveling up to something more extravagant, more elegant.
Yes.
And so I drove along the coast road in Barbados, and I stopped where Spirit told me to stop. And when I looked up, I was right in front of one Sandy Lane. Now, those who don't know Sandy Lane, it's like this really massive resort here on the island. And their one is the biggest of the apartments. And it's so beautiful with balconies. And I could see myself on the balcony of that apartment building, eating the food I had just purchased. And I didn't realize I had stopped in front of it. And I said to myself, no, this feels good. This is what I feel I should be doing. And I thought, I have to learn how to do all the financial things better, that I can enjoy this kind of lifestyle. And so I went to the city to buy some things in the craft store, because I know I've been putting off crafting for a long time. And I decided I would get the right colors and everything that came out to me I needed to get. And then I remembered Reverend Val said, if you don't need to spend it, you don't spend it. And there's some other things I picked up, and I said, no, I don't need to spend money on this. This is not what I'm called to do right now. So I put back a few items, and I only got the things I needed.
Mm.
And I left the store and I picked up a few other things and I started on my way home.
Mm.
And on the way home, I stopped at a roundabout and then there was this bang and a car ran into the back of my truck. And I was telling myself, now, how would this fit into my day? This was not part of the plan. But anyhow, I realized that my husband had joked about 2 days before that he was in an accident because it was taking long to come home. And he wanted to see my reaction. I was like, you know what? That thought came into my head, it popped into my head, and it was still in there. I never cleared it out. And here I am in an accident right now. And I started to laugh. I was laughing hysterically. No one was hurt, thankfully, so I was okay. And during the course of getting the whole accident cleared up and everything, there was a police officer who was kind of telling me that I had to do things, and I had to do things a certain way. And I was very dominant to him, like, I don't need to. Why do you think I have to do all that you're saying? You guys are here to deal with this. The insurance is here to deal with this. I don't have to be pecking and dealing with small details. That's not who I am. I don't have to. But for some reason, it still impacted me. And it felt uncomfortable for a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Which goes into today's topic, as you were speaking about, of health. I woke up this morning and my chest was so tight.
Mm.
And I had the feeling that I'd had before, which when I was 6 years old, my mom took me to the doctor and he had diagnosed that I had a condition. And I was nothing happy about it, but it was called happy wheezing. Just before anyone could discuss asthma. It was nothing happy. I was wheezing most of the time and I couldn't figure out why. My mother couldn't figure out why either. And she's not pretty heavy on doctors, but she took me anyhow. I guess seeing her child not being able to breathe, it made her feel desperate. So I was diagnosed with that when I was probably about 6 or so. And during the course of my adult life, I was told I had to use these 2 inhalers. And I had to use one every day and one in case something was too much for me to bear. And I couldn't figure out why I had to use 2. Because if I'm using one to prevent the other, I shouldn't have to use the other. So I never used the first one, which made a battle between the doctor and I was going to myself for many years. And I refused. And then when I got myself into a beautiful situation where I was meeting my husband's children and trying to blend with them and bond with them, I was into so much in my head that anxiety, which used to accompany the asthma, started to take over my body. And one day it was so tremendous that I had this headache and I felt like something popped off in my head. And then there was this thing in front of me, and I've seen her before, and I've only come to understand who she is now. But she was in front of me and she was telling me, you're not going to be able to speak, don't speak. And I couldn't say a word. She said, I know you can't see. And I couldn't see anyone in the room. And then she was like, you can't walk. I was paralyzed in one half of my body. And my husband had to take me to the doctors again. And the same doctor who had diagnosed me with all the stuff in my chest area said that I would have to go and get my head scanned and all kind of stuff. I ended up with bills. And it is only after he realized that, I guess he saw something in me that I wasn't seeing in myself, because he then said to me something that made absolutely no sense. He said to me, you need to meditate, and that is going to help you. Because I had gone to my mom and told her I had to go and get this scan, and she was like, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you at all. You are okay. And I'm like, Mom, but they said they see something there and you have to go first. And she said, no, nothing wrong with you. You're good. And I was like, all right, so nothing is wrong. So what is it? She said, you are just like me. You don't see that I don't have a lot of friends and there are things that I don't partake in. You're like me and there's nothing wrong with you. And I was so upset because I'm like, you wait till I'm in my 30s to realize that there's something different about me, but I had to go through all of this to figure out that there's something different, and all I can do is clear whatever's up with me with meditation. And I couldn't understand it. And then I I was afraid of speaking. I was so gripped by fear in my chest because that's where it held me. I held everything inside, and my chest was always tight. And anytime I had an argument, the doctor realized, you had an argument with your boyfriend again, didn't you? Yeah. He said, okay. And he would give me medication. And then I realized, he said, after being practically paralyzed, to meditate. I'm like, no medication. There's nothing you can help me with. I have to heal myself. I have to make myself whole again. That was it. It's all mental. And I still couldn't understand it then as much as I understand it now. This is probably some 10 years later. And I luckily found myself listening to Spirit, and I guided them. Spirit guided me all the way to this clubhouse room. And I see the whole plan. It was like a dance. And every dance step I made, it took me to another partner, and another partner, and another partner. And now I'm here. And this is exactly where I was supposed to be, because my mind needs to be cleared the way it should be, and falling on the train that it should be, not on the train wreck as it has been all these years. Even though I kind of known of steps, I didn't even know of them. I didn't know of tapping. That was so profound for me yesterday that I felt like I was a billionaire just by thinking.
Yes.
And Spirit guided me to be in that one standing lane. It's massive, though. It's one of the most beautiful on the island. There I was sitting in front of it. And it felt so completely different. And then it came back to me that, you know what, there's still a lot more to do. And I'm happy to be able to find where I have to go. I'm willing to go wherever it is that Spirit is going to guide me to go. Because if there wasn't that police officer yesterday speaking to me the way he did and making my chest a little tight this morning, and sometimes I do pick up whatever's going on with my husband, so I know he's got some issues going on too. But if I understood that if I'm dealing with my energy and bringing my light to the world, then everyone else is going to have their light shining just as bright. And then everyone will be okay. So sometimes I do absorb, and it's to remind me that there's something still in my field that I need to work on. And I'm looking forward to the next step, because I want to see all the dances. I want to experience it all. And once I'm following that path that I know I'm going to be following, I'm seeing myself all the way. I don't know how, but I've thought it and I've seen it. And it sounds so far-stretched. When I first said it, and then I was like, did I really say that? I'm like, I see myself in Dubai. I don't know how, but I think I'm going to be there. I saw myself there, and I was like, oh, is that true? And I'm like, I'm going with a thought. I'm going to say yes. Because this is a beautiful dance that I'm having here, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. If you guys realize I had changed my profile pic because I was in the house listening to Clubhouse. My husband came home and I went outside, and it's such a beautiful day. And I wanted to capture the sun because that's exactly how I feel this morning. I feel like I'm glowing. So thank you all. Thank you, Valerie. Reverend Love. Thank you to the mods and all of you who come this morning. Rainbow Warrior, I love you. Thank you all. And I'm complete.
Delicious. Delicious. That's another celebratory moment. Let's celebrate that. That's another celebration right there. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. You connected the dots up on the whole thing. And you came to the right conclusion. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. Yes? It's all in the mind. Wow. You were going to say something, Queen Hadassah?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how my phone got on my, no, I'm waiting.
Okay. Who's next? And thank you for turning off hand raising. We're coming down to the home stretch. Talk to us. Who's next?
Have LaToya.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a great lesson today. The conversation is beautiful, especially with the health. And I think about my own stages of registered nurse, and then I did ACIM medicine as a doctor of oriental medicine. And then I'm like, I want to focus more on herbs, and so I'm doing herbs and the spiritual aspects of herbs and the magical aspects of herbs. And then as we keep going and I'm doing the ACIM, it's the mind. So it's stages of getting out of the matrix, getting out of the 3D creative illusions that we have, and it's wonderful. I see it happening to me, so I know it can happen to anybody else. It would be wonderful to bypass all the stages and just go to the mental, change your mind, change your life. But I see that, like me, I'm intellectual, so it's a pull, it's a push, it's a war with the mind and what you know and what you've learned in school. So I understand it, and it's a beautiful process, and I'm processing it. Also, I want to talk about soda. Soda is horrible. And, you know, Zaya talked about McDonald's. I'm like, yes, that stuff is not real food. That's just plastic made up to look like it doesn't even look real. And soda is made up to look like a drink, but the stuff that's in that is horrible for the system. And I used to drink soda back in high school, junior high, and then I heard somebody tell me that you can use Coke to get rid of battery acid. I'm like, that stuff is not going back in me, so that's it. And I haven't had maybe a soda once a year, if lucky, because I refuse to take that stuff. So thank you for this conversation. Thank you for getting into the health. And, you know, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I do my clubhouse, Gaia's Love, Nature's Wisdom, because I know its stages, I know its steps, and I'm trying to get people to understand herbs and how they can help their lives. And so we can get out that, get away from the Western medical aspect and try to begin to heal ourselves, heal the individual by learning and taking pride in the knowledge you access and acquire from nature itself. So I'm complete.
When are your rooms? I'll put it on YouTube as well.
My rooms are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m.
And what's the name of it, LaToya?
Gaia's Love, Nature's Wisdom.
Okay. Tuesdays and Thursdays? At 5 p.m. Eastern time?
Yes, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be having one today.
Gaia, do you spell Gaia? How do you spell Gaia?
Gaia.
G-Y? G-Y-A?
No, Gaia's Love. Gaia.
Beautiful.
Right.
Yep. I've seen Gaia spelled a couple of different ways. That's why I'm wondering to make sure to give them the accurate information for how they can find your club. G-A-I-A?
G-A-I-A-S. Gaia's Love. Nature's Wisdom.
Nature's Wisdom. I love it. And is that the name of your clubhouse? On Club? Is that the name of the club on Clubhouse?
Yes, it is.
There you have it. By LaToya. Everyone follow that club and follow LaToya on Clubhouse and support our family members in spreading this information. LaToya, you remind me of my Pepsi drinking days. Woo! I used to drink Pepsi and I had to have the Pepsi hot. Like it had to be, when I say hot, I mean really spicy. It had to be cold, of course, on ice, but it had to be hot, like super spicy. Like when you first open it, you hear the psh. Otherwise, when the soda got flat, I couldn't even drink it. That means I was craving acid and sugar and horrible stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, family, you have yet another arrow in your quiver if you desire to heal your body, we have a doctor of Oriental medicine that can support
You're
you.
muted.
Oh, thank you. Thank y'all for letting me know when I'm muted, because sometimes I get carried away. I'm not even on this dimension. I get carried away. So thank you. That you have a doctor of Oriental medicine. Family, what I was sharing is that you have another arrow in your quiver to heal the body. And you have right here in our community a doctor of Oriental medicine that can help you with herbs and nature's wisdom for healing the body and the mind. You know, that's Latoya, when you were speaking about learning the magical properties of herbs and learning herbs, the healing properties of herbs, learning the magical properties of herbs. And then you went to, oh, well, it's all in the mind. I can just go straight to the mind and clear everything. That was my exact experience with witchcraft. That was exactly what I said in my video, why I no longer do witchcraft. And people were like, did you stop doing magic? Did you stop doing? Watch the video again. I was very specific and clear that I know I don't have to get this crystal and this herb under this moon cycle to do this and work this spell to get this result. I just go inside my mind now because I came to the understanding that I am the magic. You are the magic. Do I have crystals? Of course, got plenty of them on my altar. Do I have all the things? Oh, all the things. The wands, the tarot decks, the Bibles, the books, the incense. I love it all. The sage. Love it all. The flower, the water, the candles. Love it all. Simply don't need it. That's all. Because you are the magic. I love it all. And I'm probably not going to get rid of it. I love it. When I feel like using it, I use it. That is no longer my practice. Witchcraft is no longer my practice. Not because there's anything wrong with witchcraft. There isn't. Not because it doesn't work. It works. As the more I worked it, the more I saw, oh, the magic's in me. Oh, I am the magic. The more I worked it, the more I saw that. Do you ever notice that you get things that you didn't spell for? Formally, you didn't do a formal spell for it, like all the things we spoke of yesterday, and they showed up. And they were exactly what you wanted, and they were beautiful, and they were amazing. What spell did we do for Rainbow to come into our room the other day? What a gift he is. What spell did we do for that? We didn't. It's the gift of the universe by synchronicity align in the mind, and now you meet up. It is magic with all the other magically delicious people, like Lucky Charms used to say, it's magically delicious. It is magically delicious. And then I began to understand the laws of this universe. And I started to see that witchcraft for me was a ladder. It was where I was at that level of understanding. And I worked it. And I worked it diligently. And then I found out there was more. And I don't think you can maybe you don't just jump straight up to heaven. Maybe you use a ladder. Maybe you have, sometimes we have these huge realizations all at once. Maybe you have many other realizations as you go. Maybe things naturally fall away. That's why I stopped praying, oh, please, God, give me this. I stopped doing that. No, that's not how the universe works. How come you keep praying that prayer and it still appears to be unanswered? Do we ever ask ourselves these questions? Who's next?
Good rising, everybody.
Blessings.
I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I feel like I should just be able to just speak since I've been here since day one, and everybody just shares all their experience, and I don't know. But first I want to just say thank you, Kaisi. I feel like just for everything, this year, y'all were talking about leveling up yesterday, this year has definitely been a complete level up, for me. And not just for me, for the ones that's closely around me, my mother Angel and my aunt Sweetness, it has definitely been a level up for us. And I know just for my family, every year it's around Christmas time, we're next year it's gonna be the year, and we're gonna have the money year and to do this and this. And next year we're gonna have it right, and then next year come and it's not that, and then Christmas time we're saying it again, and it's just like a lot over and over again. But last year when we said it, it was like this year it's been that, and it's just March, like, and it's literally been that with like doing this course in miracles. It's like every day, like our life is changing. Like, and I know for me, it's like I get something out of the course every day, even when like I'm getting up and I'm doing something. Like me and my mother are getting my siblings ready for school or something, and I'm not like paying attention as much or something. Like I still get something out of the course, and it's still like I have something new to work on every single day. It's like always something new to like just think about and just work on about for yourself. So I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you for just bringing this out and just being you for real. And there's something else I wanted to say. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, about this never work again situation. I've been I moved back with my mother last year in like September, and I was like so eager to have a job. I was like, no, I need money. Like I had my son too last year, so I'm like, I need money. Like we need this, and my mother, she hasn't had a job in like years, and I don't know how she be doing it, but my mother be doing it, like her bills be paid, like, and she hasn't had a job, but like within like 2 weeks I got a job, and then like within 2 weeks I lost that job, and then it was like then I had to get another job, and then like within like 2 to 3 weeks I got another job, and then within 2 weeks I lost that job, and then I'm like, oh my god, like what is this? Like, so after like a month I got an email for another job. And it was for working from home. And I'm like, this is perfect. Like, I can work from home, no transportation issues. And it was to be like a logistic inspector or whatever. And like inspect packages. And I was a little suspicious at first, but I wasn't like, I was just so eager to have a job. It was like all the signs, like, it was just, I just wanted that job. And I was like, I know Spirit is just not gonna give me this opportunity and just take it away. So I'm like, but long story short, it turned out to be a whole scam, and I was just so upset. So now I'm like, now what? Like I don't know what to do about a job anymore. Like, and then we were just been talking about this never working again and not having a job and people just quitting their jobs. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna just go this route. And me and my mother, like, we're going that route. Like, we opened our Etsy shop, and like it's open. Like, we then yesterday, like we said, level it up. Like we had opened it a couple of months ago, and we had just put 2 products up there, and then it was just nothing. Like we just stopped, and then we were like, we have to get this done. Like we were just making up excuses of like not, making our products and actually doing stuff and not cleaning. And it's like, oh, it's not clean in here. Like we can't do this, and babies and all of that. So, but one day we just sat down and we're like, you know what, we're just gonna do it. We'll put on some music with some incense, and got in the whole vibe, and we made our products, and we've been doing that. Like we got a Cricut machine, and for our labels, we got a whole photo box, like to take our pictures. Like everything is like it's just all coming together, and I'm just so appreciative. So yeah, I'm complete.
Delicious! Celebrate, Nadia. Nadia, how old are you, Nadia, in Earth years?
I just turned 20 Monday on the 21st.
Happy birthday to you, and happy birthday to Soul Whisperer. Happy birthday. Everybody celebrate Nadia's birthday. Happy birthday. Or happy Earth Landing Day, right? Nadia, you're 20.
Yes, ma'am.
You're 20.
Yes.
Girl, if I was where you were when I was 20, we would not be sitting on this conversation right now. I would have already probably raised up off this planet because
I know, it's like, I feel like, I low-key feel like
you are
staying out
so
from where you
fortunate. I was super crazy at 20. Yes, continue.
Yes. Nothing. I was just saying, like, I know, like, you mentioned, and you, Anthony, you mentioned, like, she's 9, you said she was, like, 19, 20. So it's like, oh my God, I get to really, like, experience you this young. And, you know, I just love you. And this community, everybody.
You are so loved and appreciated. And Nadia, I cannot imagine what your life will look like. I can't imagine how delicious it will look because you're in this, and you're obviously an old soul because no normal 20-year-old will be sitting in here. That's for sure. So you're obviously an old soul, and what a blessing and a gift. Woo! Oh my goodness. Yummy. That's all I can say. Did I see Renice in here? Renice, you wrapping us up for today? How you loving? Is Renice on stage or do I need to do a PTR? Pull to refresh. Is Renice here?
She's on stage. I don't know if she can come. Like,
Are you able to speak, Renice? It seems like she may not be able to speak in this moment. Okay. We're going to go to our Galactic Signature. Rainbow, any words you want to share with us today? Because we always love your flowetry. Before we wrap up.
Well, it's an honor to me to be in this space with everyone. And Carol, love you too. What you said was amazingly amazing. When you got to that point where the alleged professional put it to thee, and you said yourself, so that means I need to heal myself. And that put you on your hero's journey, you see. And that's amazingly amazing, obviously. And look at the way you've grown. And you still are every day. And Latoy, definitely. I mean, I'm very much involved in teaching emotional intelligence to children and adults these days, because this alleged intelligence that we're given through education, just puts us back in the cranium. Emotional intelligence is seen beyond what we're being taught to become who we're here to be, obviously. And that's magically magical, obviously. And I just absolutely love being in this room. Your frequencies are amazingly amazing to me. It's like, I feel like the firefly to the flame, literally. And the way that these are all, many of the rooms on Clubhouse, as I'm sure some of you will know, it's just everybody going on about their woes, basically, as opposed to what they're becoming. And we're far more than just an avatar, the skin and the bone. We're the electrical magnetic impulse that is our conscious awareness. And it's a wonderful opportunity for me anytime to come into the room and just feel these frequencies. Because you guys are growing in beautiful ways, whether you see it or not. And Nadia, I definitely agree with Dr. Love, 20 years old. You've got so much ahead of you. And my advice today, stay out of expectation and just allow yourself to flow. And then you'll get the synchronicities. And they'll get you everywhere you want to be, even before you know in your thinking mind, you see. I tell everybody, if you think you sink, if you flow, you grow and you glow. That internal glow that we feel every time we can see the synchronicities coming at us, which all come externally. But they make us glow internally in the most beautiful synchronistic way and grow, obviously.
I can never get enough of that flowetry. Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. We hope we get to meet you sometime in the future, Rainbow, at one of our events, or maybe when we hop over to that part of the world. We hope we get to meet you in person too. That would be lovely.
Careful what Scottish.
Spoken like a true Scottishman. Galactic Signature.
Yes, okay, so today we are in the red family. We are Kin 205, red planetary serpent. I perfect in order to survive, producing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of space. I am a polar kin. I extend the red galactic spectrum. I perfect in order to survive, producing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of space. I am a polar kin. I extend the red galactic spectrum. I perfect in order to survive, producing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of space. I am a polar kin. I extend the red galactic spectrum, red planetary serpent.
Woohoo! I did not realize I was unmuted. Thank you for that, Queen Hadassah. We have a blood clan day today. Red planetary serpent,
Time
right?
to start shit.
Red initiates in the creation. I love it. Thank you, family. I appreciate you. You are so loved. You are so appreciated. We love that you come here every morning and share your beautiful, delicious self with all of us, with the whole world. Everyone send some love to the Love Tubers on YouTube and Facebook. And send some love to yourself. Send some love to the whole world. Love you.
Love you. Love you all. Love you.
Y'all are quiet today, huh? Unmute and send some love.